Welcome to Rebel Watch, an all Star Wars podcast.
Hey, what are you trying to push on us?
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
Hey, Star Wars fans, welcome back to Rebel Watch.
Yep.
I'm Ez,
This is Mike.
and we are.
This isn't the Rebels podcast.
It's not. It's
we do
not.
love them, though.
We love those guys. You should check them out. We recently collaborated with them.
That's right.
How you feeling?
You really snuck up on me there.
I snuck
gotta
up
be
on you.
honest. I was a few psychopathies deep, and you scared me.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, sorry about the glasses. It's like 11 o'clock at night.
It's
and we're
dark
about-
as all get out in here, too.
Right.
It's
Right.
okay.
We've had a few, so
That's right.
just had to get nice and loosened up for this podcast, just to get back in it. And
That's right.
I want to give a couple shout outs real quick.
I love shout-outs.
It's been a while.
Yep.
All right. So
It
first of
has.
all, I was happy to see Jimmy back on the channel.
I love
commenting.
Jimmy. I love his iced coffees, too.
I do too.
So much.
We should have mixed that with some of our
I also
Magic.
love Ezra Kirk.
I love Michael
I
Canterbury.
dropped your last name. I'm so sorry about that. I
Oh, it's
just had
okay.
to do it on camera.
It's okay.
It's recorded forever. I haven't seen you for weeks.
I know. It's
And
been
I'm
a while.
sorry. It's my fault.
It's my fault too, guys.
It's our fault.
It's our fault.
It's the friendship's fault.
We won't let it happen again.
Ever.
It's the fellowship.
That's right.
Man,
Of the ring?
I'm just so down.
Me too.
And I feel like we have a lot of energy and we're just
It's a psychopathy.
It's
And it's Star Wars.
yeah, it is.
Together.
Man, it's been a little dry. There's been some
has.
there's been some leakage and stuff going on.
I love
Wait, what?
I love the references. It's been dry. There's some
But there's some leakage.
Yeah, it works.
Some photos.
I agree.
What's
I'm
going
down.
on right now?
I'm down. I'm down.
Okay, before we get into all that, though,
Yes.
quick shout out. I promised I would do this.
Yes.
There are 4 lovely ladies that I'd like to shout out to.
Come on.
Is that cool with you?
I love Harry Potter.
I do
So,
too.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's okay.
Good. I like Harry Potter, and you know what? I would like to here in the future sometimes really just take some of those characters from Harry Potter and put
Yeah.
them up against some of our characters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there's no better podcast to do that against than
right.
Swish and Flick.
Has anyone done that?
I don't know. If they have, they haven't done it as well as Rebel Watch and Swish and Flick can do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
There is one condition, though.
What's that?
I don't think those ladies are drinking psychopathy on set.
No, they're probably not. They're not.
And that wouldn't be a
But
fair
now,
fight.
It would not be a fair fight. They're going to need to take put a little Bailey's in their butterbeer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna
Because
need
I'm
to-
pretty sure that's butterbeer NA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That's
is.
butterbeer non-alcoholic.
It is actually most of the time. But they can handle it.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because
It's not a fair fight.
It's not really a fair fight. I mean, we're putting up Jedi Knights against wizards.
Yeah, they would own the wizards.
There's really
So
no,
they need to have some alcohol.
they're going to need something to get through that. They don't want to see their cherished Harry Potter be destroyed by
Can you
Luke Skywalker.
imagine seeing them be destroyed sober?
No, that'd be awful. That would be awful.
terrible.
That would be terrible.
It would. No one
So-
should witness that.
We love that, and we love them, so we don't want that
We
to
do.
happen to
That's
them.
right.
We
It's-
do want to collaborate,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Swish, they're doing so well too.
They
Swish-
are.
They're doing so well.
It's in
I
their
don't.
best interest.
I don't know that we should have this right now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Sounds
worried
like you're
that.
retracting the challenge.
Well, I'm just worried that I don't know, that they'd start getting some bad reviews when they didn't defend their characters very well against ours. You know,
Yeah. People would probably start hating us
they would.
because there's a lot of Harry Potter fans out
I'm
there.
a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I read.
I said it.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the books. Loved the movies. Read the philosophy of Gandalf.
Okay, all right.
I think.
That's Lord of the Rings, but we'll take it.
Wow, the psychopathy strikes again. You're right.
Oh,
I
that's
always
okay.
confuse Dumbledore and Gandalf,
It's okay. It's all right.
but never Gandalf or Dumbledore with Yoda.
No,
And I think that just speaks to Yoda.
Yeah, I think
And-
Yoda could take him.
He take.
Quite frankly,
he
I think
could take
Yoda
both
could
of
take
them.
both at the same time. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too. I cannot
So-
believe I just referenced
Lord of the Rings
Lord of the Rings.
and Harry Potter.
That's embarrassing, but I'm not mad
No, you shouldn't be. You
because
shouldn't be. It's
I
okay.
honestly haven't read any of those books.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I'm not
Don't be.
sorry.
No, don't
because
be
this is
sorry.
a Star Wars podcast.
This is a not sorry
Damn it.
podcast, okay?
I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for diverting us, though.
No, it's okay. So that was a prolonged shout out to Swish and
It
Flick.
was. We love you.
Go check them out. They're
right.
wonderful ladies. They're doing a really good job. They're doing a reread of Harry Potter.
right.
If you give them a review on iTunes, they're sending these little like buttons.
They'll send you a free wand, I heard.
Yeah, I think they're picking up wands for you guys down at Universal Studio as well. So
I thought they were literally they're whittling them themselves out of
killing me.
unicorn horn,
you're absolutely killing me right now. Unicorn.
right?
Okay.
Or dragon's heart or whatever.
Dragon heartstring. Yeah, sure.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing, dude.
See, I knew I
Yeah,
was
you're
thinking
onto
of
something.
Harry Potter.
Oh my God! So we're not gonna whittle wands for you guys or give you buttons, but we would take a review on iTunes.
Would
if
and
you wouldn't
damn
mind.
it, if I could make a lightsaber, I would for you.
Yeah, I we'll work on that. Wow!
Yeah.
Don't
It's
promise
gonna take
anything
some
that
funding. Maybe a crowd fund.
Yeah, it might need. To,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could work on something.
We could.
Custom
We
lightsaber.
could.
Yeah, a little giveaway.
I love giveaways.
We could do a giveaway.
We can afford a giveaway.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, it's still a recession here on Earth and in the Star Wars galaxy. I hear.
Yo, it is. It really is.
It
They're
was a
having some-
long time ago.
but we're feeling the recession. Actually, quite
Yeah, I
frankly,
agree.
I think we've come from that galaxy and brought the recession with us.
I think the recession brought Donald Trump.
Dear God,
Did it?
let's not go there.
You're right. This
My
isn't
Lord.
a political podcast.
We wouldn't even want to.
I've distracted us enough.
'Kay.
We have things to address.
Okay,
Ez.
all right. We got things to address. We have
do.
a Lightspeed round.
Love it.
All right, and we're gonna do this for Mike. Mike's been struggling with some questions. We had some folks throw
did.
some questions his way. Our boy
Thanks, Jay Cholo.
Lon Cholo, yeah, he's all over it.
God bless
He
him
has
for it.
sent some really good questions.
He has.
So I'm gonna ask you just a couple of these questions, and then we're gonna get to our big topic today. Our big topic is
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Perfect.
I don't even want to tell you what our big topic is just yet, so you
I'm
probably
scared.
they'll see it in the title.
I'm scared.
but we'll bring it up.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Lightspeed round. Let's get after it.
Okay.
All right, so quick question, and Juan kind of said, we might have covered these in past podcasts, but will we see the Chiss Ascendancy in episode 8 or 9? Yes or no? Chiss Ascendancy.
I would say referenced.
Yep.
I don't think we'll see him though.
Okay, reference. I agree with you. I'm down on that.
Lightspeed.
Lightspeed. Here we go. Let's see. Will the unknown region come into play in either 8 or 9?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good. I like it.
Lightspeed.
All right. Okay. What? Where's the second question there?
It disappeared.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Do you want to see the prequels remade by Disney?
Wow. Do I want to? I actually wouldn't mind it.
Jesus criminy.
But they have to bring George Lucas back.
Wow. Wait. He's
Yeah.
talking about like remade, not remastered.
I mean,
I don't know if you would
no,
even
yeah.
You would want a remake, like a remake of. Wow.
But okay, so I don't want to.
He set us up.
I don't want to change the story.
Okay.
I want to change the execution, and I think they would bring some more vision in. I still
Okay.
want George Lucas's story,
Yeah, me too.
but I want to execute it just a little better.
Cast the same.
I don't know. I
Ewan
absolutely-
McGregor, for
Ewan
sure.
McGregor.
Yeah, okay.
I even think Hayden Christensen could have done better with
Absolutely.
a little more, like a little better.
He didn't write the script.
Yeah. So I maybe keep the cast. Screw it. But I would. I don't know. In my wildest dreams, I would love to see that. But I accept Star Wars for what it is, and I love every single episode. So you prequel haters, get out of here because I love it still. But
Okay.
I appreciate that it wasn't executed properly.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure. So Juan's killing it here.
He is killing it.
He's
Thank
got a
you,
couple more. So we'll see. Will we hear about Anakin's father in episode 8 or 9? Yes or no? Will we hear about his father? Will we learn about
I
him?
don't think so.
Okay. All right. So there's a big.
Shouldn't that remain a mystery?
Yeah, I think it should.
Okay.
Like I think it should. So
Or is it Sheep
now
Palpatine?
some of these get a little crazy. I think
on.
our boy had a couple drinks when he was writing some
You
of
should
these.
be drinking psychopathy,
Which
Jay
is
Cholo.
fine,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yep.
Let's see. Do you think Palpatine manipulated the Sand People into kidnapping and torturing Shmi
Yes.
Skywalker?
Yes.
It's a great question.
That's one of the greatest questions I think we've ever received.
right. It's good. Yeah.
Because, yeah, the universe tends to unfold as it should, but like there was so much manipulation going on in Anakin's life. Why not? Why not?
Right.
He was literally manipulated into being born.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not have the Sand People being manipulated by Sheev and friends?
Sure, why not? I think Sheev would
another
do
dark
it. I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that crazy. J. Cholo, I think that's an amazing question.
Amazing question. They only get better, folks. These are
That's
actually
what I'm
really
talking
good.
about. This is a Lightspeed round.
It's Lightspeed round.
I love this.
Yeah. Let's see. Since Padme always called Anakin Annie, do you think she should have called him Little Orphan Annie after his mom was killed?
That's terrible.
What is wrong with him?
This one's for Shmi.
Come on.
Wow. That one's for Shmi.
That's for Shmi.
I don't.
That's a
think
yes or no.
No.
Lightspeed round.
No. I love the comedy though. I think
He
that's
said,
hilarious.
"Don't blame you if you don't use that one." Sorry,
But
bro.
we're using
we
it.
just use it because it's
It
hilarious.
is hilarious.
It's fun.
But you're right. Probably not. But did she ever call him Orphan Annie?
No, I don't think she did. I mean,
It would
like
have been really great.
intimately.
And then he breaks into song and dance, and he has a red wig on. And
Oh
he's,
God.
I think he could have been
I
cool.
think that might have been part of the whole.
deleted scene. Or
Deleted-
something.
yeah, something.
Yeah. Damn.
All right. Also, I think we got like maybe one more here.
You're right.
Any chance the Max Rebo band is still rocking out on Tatooine? You think they're still?
I think they're playing that same song over and over
and over.
and over.
Yeah. What about I think he's referencing too like in. He has a follow-up question here. Like Jabba's palace. Where like Jabba's dead, but did somebody move in there and the band's still just?
I don't
killing
think. Yeah, I think they are. So yeah, it's not the Cantina band. Then that's a psychopathy, right?
Right.
I mean,
That's-
that's a different thing.
Yeah.
I hated the remastered version of that.
Did you really? Laundry's done.
Laundry's done.
Laundry's done.
Good.
Sorry if you heard that buzz.
a southern accent?
Boy, I tell you right now,
We got a video to show about that.
we really do. Our friend Andrew has a good southern accent too. Way down to Celebration.
I really didn't like the remastered version of that. I thought that was unnecessary.
Did you
the
know-
Cantina band? But yeah,
In one version,
Jabba's Palace.
there's a Doug, a Sebulba-like Doug in episode 6. I just saw it the other day when I looked at the Blu-ray edition. I totally missed that because I've always, I grew up on the VHSs and different things, and I had like the DVD versions right after that.
Yeah.
So I always have watched those, and I guess I didn't realize that they had a Doug. They had this Doug like walking through Jabba's palace.
What?
Crazy! I know it's crazy. So I just saw that. So I'm with you on.
That's the laundry is still done.
Sorry about that, guys. It's gonna be going on for a while.
Probably didn't even hear it.
No, they don't. They can't hear it on there. We're good.
So yeah,
All right.
I think they still are. Just there's I don't know. Do you think we're gonna see another? Here's a question for you. Do you think we're gonna see another Cantina type band in?
The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we're gonna get something.
You think so?
I don't know. I don't know.
because we got it on the Force Awakens.
We kind of did, didn't we?
At
Well, if they
Maz's
parallel,
castle?
if they parallel episode 5, probably not. Darker, more serious. I don't think we're
call.
gonna get a whole lot of
call.
that. Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. Anything else? Lightspeed round you want to talk about?
I don't know. That was a really good.
That was a really.
That was
good
one of my favorites.
That was
I
very
didn't
good.
have any questions,
He
but
had
I
some
didn't
good
mind
questions.
answering.
I figured, you hadn't read any of those, and I had. So
I
was
need
like,
a few
better.
weeks.
Yeah, it
I
takes
think-
like some time.
Yeah.
All right. So the big topic today. This is going to be huge, and we're just going with it. We have to thank our good friend Lindsay Gadati for this
love
big time,
Lindsay.
and she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys did your whole podcast about
I love
my
her.
theory." This is what happens when you sign up on Patreon.com. Our patrons they're on the show.
Yeah.
that's
You are part of the show.
You are the show. You know.
You are the show, Lindsay. Like
I don't
you're
know what else
amazing.
to say. I don't know. She is.
I
she
love
is.
her, and I'm not ashamed.
She does some. Me too.
Right?
She does some writings on Minot Manor.
And she's really good.
She's really good, actually.
She's really good. I love the name.
I know,
by
me
the
too.
way. Yeah.
But she calls this a crappy Snoke theory.
There are no crappy Snoke theories because you know what? We're not Steele Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't think that your Snoke theory sucks.
No, we
Steele,
don't.
You're funny. I get it.
Yeah, you're the man,
But not
but-
every Snoke theory sucks.
Right.
Okay. You're
Maybe
not
yours
the only
does,
one.
Steele.
Yeah, maybe that fucking. Well, I just bleep that out.
Oh, we're
maybe
fine.
that finger should be pointing back at yourself.
Amen. Amen.
I didn't mean to curse.
It's okay. It's PG-13. We'll bleep it out.
It's a psychopathy. But I don't like that. Maybe that finger needs to be pointing right back at him because I think some people have a really good Snoke.
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do.
So what is it?
So let me read this to you. So,
Okay.
and we're going to kind of turn this into a what if series. Mike and I do a what if series before we kind of warm up with our podcast. We do this nice little what if questions.
Little vocal warm up.
Yeah, and Lindsay brought up a really good one for us.
Yep.
What if Snoke is actually Luke?
It makes me really sad.
It would be crazy. I mean, she says it's kind of like, oh, crappy theory. I don't think so. Like we said, she goes, I don't want it to be true, but the more information we get, the more it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
It does.
So she's talking about how, Snoke is Luke, or Luke is Snoke.
Yeah.
But from the future. Okay. So we know from a few extra details, right? He's described as having the blue eyes. Leia could actually sense him watching over Kylo in Aftermath.
Shut up.
Yeah, it also seems like he doesn't want to kill Luke or anything. Just make sure no one else finds him. Snoke is convinced that someone else finds Luke. Then they will convince him to come out of hiding and challenge the First Order. All right, so mostly, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and read through this here. Mostly, Snoke knows that if Luke fights them, he'll win. And then we got from different leaks, which there have been some leaked photos and things going on with Snoke and some of the main characters in The Last Jedi. We know that he had blonde hair. He's ancient. Yep. He's seen the rise and the fall of the Empire. He's a well-respected figure in the galaxy. He isn't a Sith, but something else entirely, who values both the light and the dark. Let's see. She's blowing my mind right now. She's a deep thinker, man. I like it.
I love it. I love deep.
See, what really got me today was the new leaked image of Luke and Snoke. All right, Luke has some kind of scar, or some marking that matches Snoke's. Okay, it's kind of in the same spot.
So I'm hearing.
So we've got matching eyes. A sister who knows he can sense her brother. What? A sister who we know can sense her brother without formal training, being able to sense something or someone else in the shadows, matching hair color, matching scars, similar personalities. So, her thought is that when Luke, being the most powerful Jedi according to some, found a way to prolong his life and is trying to go back and fix some of the mistakes that he made. Wow.
Isn't that something?
A little out there, I know, but it lines up. What if, Mike? With that, okay, so, because let me add a little something to Lindsay's theory. Just things that I have a buddy,
Laundry's still done.
I have a buddy, Alan Smith. Actually, I'm going to give him a little throw out here. He thinks outside the box. He's often told me that I'm too traditional in thinking, and I
might be
a little bit.
You might be,
and I reference legend stories, and I think what makes sense.
Yeah,
blah blah blah. But what Rian Johnson is doing in The Last Jedi, Daisy Ridley said it's unexpected, but it's right.
Yeah,
and I'm like, whoa, like what does that mean? Like,
and Mark Hamill's saying that too now.
He is, and it's really just sort of like what is happening. It's like, are we saying Luke versus Luke here? Is that what's happening? Is that what Lindsay's saying?
I was. Jeez.
Luke v. Luke.
Yeah.
The greatest showdown.
Or Rey versus Luke / Snoke.
Yeah, it's.
Is Rey a reincarnation of the chosen? I mean, this is a whole.
This could get crazy. Well,
this gets messy.
One thing that they said that they really did talk about was that this is going to be an exploration of the Force and some of the ancient, mysteries behind the Force. Actually,
that's right.
So yeah, I think there's definitely there's something to this. If he travels back, why would he travel back? Is it because right now he's in a state where it's like Snoke comes back and it doesn't. If he comes back and he's manipulating Ben Solo to destroy that Jedi Order. Yeah. Is it like in a different timeline? Luke, everything went honky dory and everything was good. The Jedi kind of did the same thing that Master Yoda and that council went through, and so they didn't learn from past mistakes, and so Snoke's coming back trying to correct it. Is that what she's saying? Maybe something like that.
I think that would make sense too, because let's.
Okay, we got time travel in Star Wars now,
but why not?
Why not?
So Luke's seen a lot. Mm-hmm. And even Mark Hamill wasn't necessarily on board with this vision.
Yeah.
I mean, let's take it at face value. he was not down.
He did not see
With
Luke
Luke
being
Skywalker.
characterized this way. Yeah,
Exactly. And now
Right.
it seems like they're kind of shoring him up, be like, nah, you're okay with it. He's like, yes, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah,
But Luke's seen a lot.
Right.
Luke has seen the fall of the Empire,
Mm-hmm.
but he also knows the past and how his father failed.
Right.
And how the Republic failed, and then he's seen the Republic fail again.
Yeah.
So is it that far-fetched to think that he would take drastic measures
To go back and correct things.
to go back and correct things? It's
out there.
messed up.
It's crazy.
I love it, Lindsay.
Yeah.
But it's messed up, and we're messed up too.
Yeah, we are
So
a little bit.
We don't think it's that far out
No,
there, but
no.
it's far out there.
Yeah, it's something. I kind of want to know what people think about that.
I
You
do
know,
too.
like a time traveling Luke. You know what I mean? Like coming back and setting
Maybe he
things
goes
straight.
into light speed just so many times
But then-
around the galaxy that he.
But then I wonder, you know, is that then like Snoke turns into this good guy? Talk about a
that would be
switch.
messed up.
All of a sudden, like Snoke is working to kind of like in his own twisted way, maybe like help things out. You know what I mean? Like trying
Yeah.
to prepare the galaxy, right? Going back to Thrawn,
Yeah.
Thrawn's hoping the galaxy is strong, right? He was hoping the Empire would be strong enough to take on this unknown threat, this evil that's out there, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So is Snoke, what is he trying to shoot, man, you know what I just thought?
You got him.
Oh my God.
Here.
Is Snoke Eli Vanto back from the
Jeezy Pete's.
Is he? From the Chiss Ascendancy? All these questions with
freaking mind.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's trying to unite the First Order and unite the galaxy to prepare for an enemy that's coming.
Why not?
Because I don't think in Thrawn, I don't think they were talking about the First Order
Yeah.
being that evil threat, right?
Yeah.
The First Order rose from the Empire.
Agreed.
So,
Something else is out there.
right? Something else that we haven't quite seen. So that could be sort of what Jay Cholo was talking about. Was maybe after 9,
Yeah.
you know, we see something coming, and Snoke's trying to get everyone ready for this.
And if, like, you know, Snoke says it's time to finish Kylo's training towards
Right.
the end of 7, it doesn't necessarily have to be him training him.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
they pull Luke. Maybe Luke
Has to finish
has
the
to
training.
finish his training.
That's insane.
And
That's
they're out to find Luke.
Yeah.
To finish Kylo's training to turn Luke.
to turn Luke, or maybe I don't know. Maybe Snoke just like there's again we're getting away from the polarized
Yeah.
light and dark.
Yeah.
And we're getting into some muddy water here where maybe like there's some middle ground that Snoke's
Yeah.
trying to work towards. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he want to destroy Luke Skywalker? See, so
It's a great
we're
question.
moving past the let's put them they're different now. Like
Yeah.
we're moving past the idea that Snoke is Luke and talking about different things now. So
I think that's the important question.
yeah, what is Snoke's
Does he actually want to just destroy Luke, or does he want to use him?
use him in some way, or some people had speculated too that Luke had stolen an artifact from Snoke, or that maybe Luke has
Yeah.
information that Snoke wants or knows that he needs to
Yeah.
prepare the galaxy for something. See, wouldn't it be
Yeah.
a twist if Snoke were the good guy?
That would be really messed up.
Wouldn't that be kind of crazy though? That like, and maybe even in his own twisted way, the best villains are the villains who,
Yeah.
really believe what they're doing is going to bring order to chaos.
Yeah.
That's the whole push in the Empire with Inferno Squad and different things,
Yeah.
bringing order to chaos.
Yeah.
So-
I kind of think even maybe either Luke has something that they need, or Luke knew there was something that they needed to fulfill whatever, like not prophecy, but to fulfill whatever it is that they needed to fulfill. He's just like, I got to get to there first.
Right.
And they don't know where that is, but they know if they find Skywalker, they find whatever it is they need. Because my mind goes to that image of the review. There you go, crack that puppy open. Keep
talking.
That's for Lindsay.
That's for Lindsay.
That image of that hand over that book, I think we've confirmed
That's
that's
Luke.
Luke's,
Yeah, we
right?
have. Yeah.
So he has some knowledge maybe that they need.
He's got something.
Maybe
He's
about
got
the
something.
past.
Yeah.
Or
Like-
the chosen one, or the
Right.
force that they need to fulfill whatever destiny is that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, right, exactly. He's got some knowledge
Yeah.
that Snoke needs or is seeking or
Yeah.
what have you. Or, Snoke is a part of that knowledge.
Yeah.
and he's learned something about Snoke that he needs to kind of save the galaxy from. But
Which is what we kind of thought originally.
That's what we originally kind of thought. But we're trying to flip it on its head and think, what is it that Snoke? Maybe they're both working towards the same goal and don't realize it. Who are these two? You've got Ben Solo and you've got Rey, who, are being tutored by different masters now.
Yeah. I can't give them
for the same goal. What's
is it the same goal? Because
to save the galaxy?
Because we watch the movies and we think, obviously, these are two enemies that are going to go head-to-head.
Right.
But then you throw in books like Thrawn.
Yeah, you do.
And you're just like, wow, maybe they eventually, like we speculate, need to come together for a bigger threat.
Yep.
Or it's just, I have to give them credit. They have us on our toes.
Oh,
we don't know what to expect.
Clue. We have absolutely no clue.
No clue.
I don't think your Snoke's theories suck because they honestly, any theory, it's anybody's guess.
It's literally mixed bag. Like, it really is anybody's guess because I don't think anyone is going to have this right. I think I'm going to go into episode 8 and I'm going to be blown away.
I saw something the other day. Somebody speculated that. Do you remember that youngling that Anakin was the one that was Master Skywalker?
Yeah.
They actually have put a picture of him up next to Snoke, and they've shown how maybe like a scar, and he had the little eyes, the little nose.
Do you think?
I don't know, man. Wouldn't that be something?
Do you think Watto just like
Watto?
Wait, what was his name again?
Oh no, the little kid. I don't know the little kid's name.
What was the Anakin's?
Watto. Yeah.
So that's the same scene, right? Though with the pod racing that you're referring to.
No, I'm talking about when Anakin turns to Darth Vader in 3, and remember he kills all the younglings.
Master Skywalker. There's too many.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Oh, that kid. So they put that kid's face up next to Snoke, and they said it looked kind of similar. Like it looked like over time. Like he had the little tiny nose, and he had the blue eyes, and blonde hair. He had everything that Lindsay listed off, right? So I'm kind of like, what did one youngling survive? And they're just hell bent on like.
Well, and that would make sense because Kylo says, "I'm gonna finish what you started."
Wow.
Maybe his master is that Padawan.
Is that little youngling?
You slaughtered a lot of Padawans. It's time to finish
the last. The last youngling. So Ben Solo is undercover, like trying to get close enough to Snoke so that he can finish what he started.
I love it so much. It's far out there. But you know what? That speculation is no more invalid than any other BS Snoke theories out there.
Right. Exactly.
So maybe you are right, Steele Wars, but I think you need to start pointing the finger back at you.
Yeah.
I still love you, though.
We do love you. By the way, Steele, we do.
We do love you. That's just a bunch of
We won't mind having you on the show, by the way, too. So we might just call in one. He has like a live call show, by the way.
Because he's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
And I think we have some comedic tendencies.
Yeah.
I think he might enjoy coming on the show every once in a while.
I think he might.
I just threw out a couple of times, but maybe once or twice or 10 times.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll just make him a regular.
Yeah, I enjoy him. No harm, no foul. I get the Snoke theory thing.
It's a funny shirt. I wish we would have came up with it first.
Maybe we're just jealous.
Gosh.
Maybe we're just jealous. This feels like a caravan of courage review.
This is probably one of the best podcasts we've ever done.
It's the psychopathy.
And thank you, Lindsay and Jay Cholo.
I can't collect enough of them on camera.
Yeah, dear God. I don't think anybody's going to see that with the banner, but still, there's about 12 of them.
You're right.
All right, the other thing that Lindsay kind of mentioned, too, she thought was kind of cool to add, is that she thinks Snoke's guards are going to have all different types of weapons, and they're going to be dressed in red.
Yes.
Which is cool.
What do
you think?
This is kind of related. So they're not the red Imperial guards, right? Like Vader had and Palpatine.
Right.
I was on Star Wars Facebook page. I started telling you this. I think I got diverted.
You did.
Because I was intoxicated.
I think I just jumped into the podcast and you didn't have a chance to start.
I was telling you.
I know, you were
started
mid.
the podcast like, damn Cassian.
My bad.
Let me fire up the ship. Nobody's ready. So I was on Star Wars Facebook page, and they've been showing a lot of like images lately. It's not just like concept art, but they've been showing images of like packaging and just like random things.
Right.
In that sneak peek behind the scenes trailer we watched, those stormtroopers had those weapons.
Yes, right.
With the claw things. There's an image on Star Wars Facebook page.
Okay.
It's like a digital image. It's like a painting or it's animated of some sort.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a sticker or something. I don't even know what it was, but it shows one of the stormtroopers was one of those things, and it has one of those purple, just like electronic fields in between it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I had, yeah, exactly. And
Okay, I thought that was breaking news.
No. I
might
think
be a
I
couple
had
weeks
just
late.
no. Yeah, you think that's what that? You're saying that's what the stormtroopers actually have.
It kind of feels like that's what they
Yeah.
have, and that's what maybe Kylo and Rey are fighting
Against. Yeah, that could be actually.
That may
And-
not be breaking.
No, I mean it is. What I think the point is it's kind of cool. We have new weapons
Yes.
from the stormtroopers.
That's right.
We have the Knights of Ren who all have different weapons themselves, and then possibly the Red Guard for Snoke maybe having their own, weapons. I'm thinking there may be more of these weapons that could fight. That they have the capability of fighting against a lightsaber.
I agree because
Right.
like
They got to be prepared for that. How do you not?
They
How are you not
have
prepared?
to. I mean-
Especially because Luke's his order was just destroyed.
It was.
Not too many years before that. So
Exactly.
and the first order went against them. It would make sense that they would have weapons like that they could combat.
You're right, because
lightsabers.
after Episode 3, what there's 20-some years or whatever that
Right.
take place, and there is no Jedi. We're at that point, and Vader has a saber. Luke has
they kind of they get lax and like we don't need to defend
Yeah.
against the lightsaber anymore.
exactly. But then
Yeah.
after they witness Vader, and oh hello,
Yeah, sorry about that.
probably just as in all his.
It's just Mark Hamill. I mean, I have
It's
these.
just Mark Hamill.
He's just-
hitting us up, saying,
Mark, every once in a while
"Hey."
he texts me and he just kind of says, "How's the podcast going?"
He does.
And he says, "Do you guys want to know about The Last Jedi?"
It's-
and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, we do.
And he's like, "Suckers."
suckers. He's a good friend of the podcast.
He
Like
is.
I want to be humble about it because
Right.
I love Mark, and I don't.
We're
wanna
friends with his
just-
daughter Chelsea. She's really
I
she
don't-
takes good care of him. and
Exactly. We
just
don't
a
wanna
sweet,
use his
sweet
name to
family.
just-
No, we didn't mean
No.
to name drop like that. I'm sorry. It just came across in the text, and so
It just happens.
Sorry about
That's
that.
informal. We're really sorry. We'll just move on.
moving on. We're all fine here.
Everything's fine.
How
How
are
are you? I don't even know where we were going with that
Sorry about
conversation.
that. You were talking about like weapons and stuff, and how the Jedi had lost maybe,
Yeah.
or how the stormtroopers and
Exactly.
the Empire had maybe let their guard down
Do you
versus.
think they would be a little more prepared now if they take out a second Jedi Order?
yeah.
Or the
you would-
First Order does. They know what
Right.
that Palpatine did to the Jedi.
Well,
you think they'd be more prepared?
Yeah,
at
and
this
we're
point.
kind of saying too. We now at this point, I think if the Academy or the order that Luke had established
Yeah.
was big, or even if it's several Jedi, I don't think a young Ben Solo is going in there and just
No.
taking these guys on one, or even just the
There's no
small
way.
band of Knights of Ren. I think it was the First Order. I think
Agreed.
they had a lot more to do with it.
I mean, Finn
overwhelmed
almost took him.
Yeah, I know.
You can talk about the bowcaster shot all you want, but
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Finn was trained. I get it. Finn was an Imperial trooper.
Right.
That laundry
It's overdone.
is overdone. You might want to check those. It may be
I
just.
think it's just on spin mode and it's just going to keep
Are you
going.
sure?
I'm
I
really
think you
sorry,
might just have
folks.
ashes in your dryer at this point.
Yeah. Should we just get it out? And
No,
do
we're
like
in a fancy studio right now. We're not.
We're not in my dining room.
Nope.
Or anything.
Nope.
Promise.
But
Back to
like,
the podcast.
but back to the podcast. But I get he was an Imperial trooper, but I mean, he handled him pretty
I
decently.
think he took
there
him
for
on
a
pretty well.
second,
I think
right?
he really did.
And we've never seen anything
Come and
like
get
that.
it. Yeah.
Come and get it.
I know.
Cocky SOB.
I know. I know.
But I mean, let's be honest. He may not be a Sith Lord, but he's studying the dark side. Come
Yeah.
on, like he handled his own.
When he said that, come and get it, and he he
was
had
down.
seen like Rey be sort of force pushed away or whatever. I mean, like, it just makes me want to see Finn and Rey.
I do too.
It just really makes
That's
me
why
want
I'm
that
not a
relationship.
Reylo fan.
I think Reylo's intriguing, and we're
Agreed.
we're
This is not an anti-Reylo video.
absolutely not, and we're
Okay.
not an anti-Reylo podcast.
Do
Hear
not
me.
turn that into the comments thread.
Yes, we love. I actually love the idea.
I do
and think
too.
it's interesting.
It's
It's
interesting,
outside the box,
But we
for
just
sure.
don't see it fitting into what we saw in the
I think it's
Force
just because
Awakens, right?
we really like Finn and we really like Rey,
Love Finn.
and we kind of see
probably
that
gonna hook up
maybe.
with Rose.
Maybe see that. I know it's probably gonna go the Rose route,
It
but
probably
whatever.
will, but that's
Whatever.
okay.
It's okay. We're fine with it.
Yeah.
We're all fine.
How are you?
Great.
If you're still here.
All right. So let's think here. Just final thoughts on Snoke. Who? I mean,
Yeah, we were really.
this is a big. It's just a big. I mean, what?
it turned into.
What if Snoke is Luke?
Yeah,
I think it could be crazy. I
it
think
could be crazy, but you know what? I love that Lindsay had great points.
She did. She always has great points.
She had great points.
Go read her article. She has even better, like on Minoc Manor. I think it's Minoc Manor.
You're
Pretty
doing
sure.
yourself a disservice if you're
don't.
not reading it.
Yep, you should. We read them.
Because any Joe Schmo could come off the street right now and be like, Snoke is Luke. I'd be like, get off my sidewalk, you
Right.
crazy bum.
Right.
But like Lindsay makes great points.
Yeah, she does. She makes good points. Well,
Great
and I
points.
think one of the things, though, when I read this and I kind of read it through, and she just, she's just typing this down randomly quickly for us. She probably has
Must be
detailed
nice.
articles.
Must be nice
on
to just
who's
be able to do that.
Right. And so here's the thing. I think the theme of Luke versus Luke is interesting. I think Luke versus himself is an interesting theme. And I think that's kind of the depth
crazy.
of where this is going, right?
It'd be the most crazy important cinematic scene of all time.
Well, here's the thing. I'm even thinking, but take Snoke out of the picture and say Snoke isn't Luke.
Yeah.
I'm talking about an internal conflict where Luke Skywalker
Luke.
is struggling.
I want to see that so hard.
I do too.
I want to see Mark Hamill at his finest.
They say he's going to win an Oscar for this.
He better.
I actually think I think
better.
he should, and I think it's going to be so epic.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
we haven't even seen it.
No, we haven't.
And you know what tells me it's great? How humble he was at
Celebration.
And at all these conventions he's been talking at and interviews
Yep.
that he's done at D23 and stuff. He's being so humble about it. And at Celebration, Kathy Kennedy stopped him and said, do not be mistaken.
Right.
He is one of the biggest parts of this movie. And that just tells me that he's at his finest and that he has a huge role in this movie.
It's big. I think this is like the big conflict of it. He's going to have an internal conflict. He's going to be struggling with something. He and Snoke are very much connected somehow. Yeah. There is a real connection there. I don't know if it was like a former student or someone he knew or someone who has come from the unknown region but been watching things on the outside like Eli Vanto. I'm just saying there's an intimate sort of relationship or something between Snoke and Luke. And so,
and everyone else too, Leia, Han, all these folks.
It's surprising me actually how intimately maybe that they might have known Snoke.
Yeah,
and that's kind of scary.
Huge.
I think
it's huge.
So
because that makes it more of a Skywalker story to me.
Yeah.
We know this is going to be about Kylo. We don't know Rey's kind of history yet, but like the fact that that Han and Leia and Luke probably know Snoke and know him well just leads more into that Skywalker story that we need.
We really do.
Episodes.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of that from everything they're talking about here. It's going to be very much. Unfortunately, they kind of said episode 9 was going to be Leia's big episode. So I kind of interested to see how much screen time she has and how they're gonna. Much more than the last movie is what I hear. And it's much more impactful, and it's going to be a good bittersweet maybe wrap up to her story. But
that's exactly what I was going to say. Don't you feel like that they've kind of backed away from that? Oh, she had a huge role in 9. They're actually talking about now. Like some folks are talking about the director of 9 maybe even being out at this point. So we don't even
Colin
know.
Trevorrow?
Yeah.
Did you see, if Swish and Flick is wrong about this, they were saying...
Why are they speculating about Star Wars?
Well, here's the thing. They said to me the other day that perhaps the Cursed Child or whatever, one of the books that...
Here we go.
That with, one of the Harry Potter books that the... What's his name? It's right over there, actually.
Ron Weasley.
One of the writers of that might have been brought on to help write episode.
I saw that.
You see that? Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
If that's true, I just don't know. I don't know.
I get there's obviously things if they
need more people to make the story work and to get people to think outside the box.
Yeah.
To fix it and just to make it epic. That's fine. That's totally fine.
It's likely that this didn't end how it would need to end to keep Carrie Fisher in that role throughout her storyline. It's likely that that's not the case. They weren't expecting.
Do you think we'll ever learn what that was going to be, though?
I don't know.
I think years from now, if they talk to her daughter and different people, I think we might actually.
I think so too.
But
now they're kind of stepping back from that and saying that they are very pleased and that we will be pleased with how her storyline kind of ends.
We're going to be pleased with anything that she does. I mean,
absolutely,
for sure. And I hope they have figured out a nice, clever way to sort of wrap things up.
Yeah. So it may be her biggest movie.
Yeah, sure. And
but then again, you have Kathy Kennedy saying Luke is
huge.
Huge in this.
Yeah, he is, and I think it makes sense actually. Luke and Leia need to be huge. I just hope we get to see that reunion. I think from the Vanity Fair shots that we're gonna see it, and if we see even a little reunion where he's just there with his sister, I'm okay.
Luke on the ground,
However
with Rey
they-
holding him, and Leia shows up.
Yeah,
That's what I was kind of feeling about that behind the scenes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be interesting. So, we're so excited. We're so pumped.
Yeah.
We're just glad to be back. Podcasting.
Glad to be podcasting. Glad to be enjoying a
good.
nice beverage.
Feels good.
For our local Cincinnati brewer. It just feels good to be back with my best friend.
I know. It's good to be back
talking
with you, bro.
Star Wars.
I know, man. It's so great.
Because I could tell, like, I showed up. Maybe I had a couple. And I could tell this was frustrating. It's like, Mike, where you been?
No, it wasn't
the
frustrating.
podcast is
No,
calling
no.
for you.
I mean-
and I'm going to be humble about it. You know,
Go ahead.
I thought the podcast needed less Mike, but you know what?
Hell
no,
no.
I'm not doing it without you.
Amen.
So I stepped up. I had a few more psychopathies.
What's what we need?
And I thought we nailed it.
I thought we did too. As was a little bit. The technical difficulties
That's okay.
still plague us sometimes,
But
that's on me.
But what happened?
Then Mike showed up and said, "Let me go get the mixer. Let me set this up.
Put it on my back.
Put it on my back.
Put it on my back.
Okay.
Let me have a couple beers before I set up your
Yeah.
expensive camera. But put it on my back.
That thing
and
was
I nailed it.
You know, I was like juggling
Juggling it.
like
And I
mics
just
and
went, boop, boop,
cameras.
boop, 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 boop. Yeah, nailed it.
Oh my gosh, it's an old code, but it checked out.
You're welcome.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
I think
folks?
I'm
I think
done.
we've. I think we've
this
gone
has
too
been
far.
a fun podcast.
It has.
I love podcasting. Like I
Amen.
love podcasting with my best friend, drinking some psychopathy, and talking Star Wars.
Amen.
I love Harry Potter. Love you, Swish and Flick.
right.
Tiffany, you're my gal. But I love Star Wars more. I'm sorry.
Amen.
I love
know.
it more.
It's okay. And here is where we're going to put another, just a quick little. If you're interested in collaborating with Mike and Ez, we're down.
That's right.
Okay?
We are so down.
We're actually thinking about bringing Lindsay on when she's ready.
We have to. And
Because I know,
we'll be-
Lindsay, I'm sorry
yeah.
we just threw out your whole Snoke theory there, and
We love you.
we went nuts. You
Sorry.
know, we had to. You know,
I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry either because I think it's kind of outside the box and clever.
I do
So,
too.
If you have more of those, send them to us.
And you know what? Forget Steele Wars. Your Snoke theory
Man,
does
if he
not
ever
suck.
if he ever watches this episode, which we know he watches on a regular basis,
Thanks. We love you, Steele.
we appreciate that.
I love
But
your comedy and Star
I'm
Wars
just
series.
worried that he's gonna like rip us to shreds.
I hope not, because just how he has his own persona,
Yeah.
we have to have ours.
Yeah.
We have to be.
Steele, we're
just-
not knocking you. We're using you
Yeah.
right now to say that like
We
we want the
have to.
Snoke theories. We
We
still
are
want them.
The most humble, mild Star Wars podcast
We
that's
are
out
just-
there right now.
We're just a little humble.
And
podcast.
I don't know. It's a community that I love. I love every single person that we talk about. I love all of them.
Yep.
I love Star Wars Coffee. I love Rebel Scum.
Yep.
I love Steele Wars.
Yep.
I love Dash Star. I love all of them.
Right.
I want to collaborate with all
Right.
of them. And if they want to participate in our Star Wars trivia trial, says, I would gladly welcome them on.
Wow. That's something, my friends, that trivia trials.
It's coming.
It's you're sitting down across from someone else,
right.
and it's a trial
It is.
where you basically are under, I don't know, you're,
Are you ready or are you not?
are you one in tune with the Force?
Yeah.
In tune with the living Force, as Qui-Gon would say.
Yeah. You're
gotta be
either
ready.
Obi-Wan or you're not.
Yeah, you
He
gotta-
was ready.
He was.
And he
to
faced
face the
them.
trials. He was ready to face the trials.
And if there's anyone who faces trials, it was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's right. Amen.
One of the greatest Jedi Knights of all times.
Yeah.
Right?
The greatest Jedi Knight of all, in my opinion.
The greatest. I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
I know.
But we love those guys. We want to have them on trivia.
We do.
I love busting their balls.
Yep.
Excuse my language.
okay.
I love busting their chops.
Yeah.
I love it because that's the kind of community we have.
Well, and like going back to Celebration, guys, we have fallen in love. Mike and I will probably never miss a Star Wars Celebration
Ever.
from here on out.
Ever.
We're looking up Star Wars events to go to left and right because like we've always followed them from afar and covered them and looked at articles and things and what have you. But like doing this and going there and seeing that community was mesmerizing. It felt like home.
yeah, life changing.
It felt like home. It felt like I never wanted to leave.
Ever.
I almost flew back down to the empty Orlando. Well, it's not empty, but just to go see what was going on down there. Just to be next door and just
be
to remember that's where I stood when I ran into Blast Points.
That's right.
Podcast. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? That's where
Yeah.
that McDonald's, by the way. Lord have
Thank
mercy.
God for that
Thank-
because we would have starved to death.
we would have, but gee, we had one too many
I think
McDonald's.
we put on 15 pounds.
I think
that
we
weekend.
did for sure. I haven't lost any of it yet.
Damn,
so.
that's all right. It happens.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to us ramble. We've just been going on and on and on. We love you guys. We want to hear from you in the comments.
That's right.
Tear us up one side and down the other.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about the Snoke theory. And
Have a
hit us up on-
psychopathy though when you're
Have a
when you're
psychopathy,
putting the
for sure.
comments in there because we love to have a good time. We hope
Right.
you do too.
If you want to put a negative review, put it down in the comments. A positive review, we'll take that on iTunes. And
great
I think that's
Yeah.
where we'll leave it today. So,
right.
all right, guys. May the force be with you.
I see it. I see the
I see the island.
You can't put this on.
This will not go online.
Jesus Christ, that bears. That's what I'm talking about, Matt. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
What do you call 2,000 Jedi sucked into a black hole?
Oh my
Order
god.
66.
Yeah.
A good start.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
That's what I'm talking about.
Weird.
That's what I'm talking about, Matt. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
we drive to Niagara Falls and we do a podcast right by the falls. Great podcast.
or the
greatest
best podcast we've ever done.
Hey, Star Wars fans, hope you enjoyed this edition of Rebel Watch. If you did, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you'd like to become involved with this podcast, please go ahead and check us out at patreon.com/Rebel Watch. Thanks.